I'm Graham, founder CEO of Tabski, and really excited to do a quick demo today of our recently launched multi vendor ordering solution, which works for food halls, food courts, food truck parks, really any scenario where you have multiple businesses that might have separate bank accounts, separate merchant accounts, but they want to provide a seamless ordering experience for the end users visiting these venues. So in the case today, we're going to be actually looking at Las Vegas Food Hall, which is just a demo account that we've put together here. So if you feast your eyes on the right side of the screen here, we're going to start with the consumer app, which is web-based. Basically, picture yourself walking into a busy food hall, and let's actually use a scenario where maybe you got mom and dad and a couple kids that are taking the family out, for just a weekend outing. They're hitting up the local food hall and they walk in on a Saturday and it's really busy, and they kind of look around at all the different vendors and they see a bunch of people in line. So they go ahead and find a table, and upon finding their table, they stumble across a QR code with a big order here on it. So dad goes ahead and scans the QR code, and this is his entry point into the platform. So each QR code is actually uniquely tied to the location or table. So in this case, you can see when I scan this QR code, I have different vendors that I can kind of choose from and read about. And if I go ahead and click into, let's say, the Italian kitchen as an example, you're going to see I have different options. Like for one, I can share or join a different tab. So if I want to, share my tab with my wife, I can open it up and she can kind of order on my tab, which we'll showcase in depth later. But for the sake of demo, I just want to go ahead and put an order in. So I'm going to roll with the Cuban sandwich here, and I'm going to do L top on that. And then my wife is wanting some tacos, so we're going to roll over the taco shop here. Just going to get some street tacos. We're going to roll with beef, do some queso fresca, do it up, a little red salsa, sour cream, and why not, some guac as well. And then the kids already ate lunch, but they're tugging on my pant legs to get some ice cream. So we're going to throw in some ice cream as well. Go with 2 scoops here, do vanilla, gooey butter. And so now here we have our order. You can see we're at table 16 in the food hall. And if you scroll down here, what you're going to notice is I already have a card on file, and I've already previously entered my name at a Tabski participating merchant. So once you enter into the platform one time on Tabski, we securely save your information. Very similar to Uber, where you're going to have a card on file. You can see you can change your card here. You also notice this venue has age restrictions because they serve alcohol. So I've already previously entered my birth date when I was drinking, alcohol at this actual venue. But for the sake of today, we're not drinking yet. So we're just going to send through our food order and we're going to go ahead and pay for everything. So you can see we're itemizing that from the Italian kitchen. I got a Cuban taco shop. We got our ice cream here. And what you'll notice on the left side here is our kitchen display, or order display screens, I should say. These actually can be used in both kitchens. They can be used at bars. And a lot of times they actually get put up front next to like the cashier in a food hall environment. And it kind of replaces like a pager system or like a numbering system, to where you can implement what we call like a text to pickup model. Or if the venue prefers to deliver the items directly to the guest, they can actually see when the orders come through where they're sitting. If you look on the right side, I'm at table 16, so that's how they know. They also have my name. So it's really up to each individual vendor within a food hall how they want to do fulfillment. It's not uncommon for us to have a food hall where some of them are texting people saying come get it, others are bringing it to the table. So you can kind of have a mixture of that. But for the sake of the demo, we're actually looking at the Italian kitchen. So when we send this order through, what's going to happen is it's going to print a ticket to each kitchen printer. But then if they're using our screens as well, they're going to get a digital copy of that ticket like so. So here I'm actually paying. I'm not opening a tab, which we'll showcase next. And what you're going to see is after the payment's processed, it's going to go ahead and show up on my screen here. And now you're going to see that I actually have this order tracker, and I actually have several items in here from doing demos all day. So some of this stuff you can ignore, but right now is about 116. So you see all the items timestamped 115. These are the items that we just sent through. So you can see our street tacos, our Cuban, our 2 scoops of the waffle cone. So now you'll see on this order display screen for the Italian kitchen, they actually are showing they have 2 Cubans in queue. So this is kind of a nifty feature where along the bottom here, anytime you have duplicate items, it's very easy for a bartender or a chef to see that they have multiple of those items. So good example would be like if a bartender had 6 Budweisers in queue during a busy happy hour. Instead of going into the cooler and just grabbing one, he can grab all 6. It's just more efficient. So as you can see, this ticket right here is older and it's showing in an amber orange, which means it's already in preparing. So now that I get this second Cuban as the chef, I'm going to go ahead and tap that, and that's going to move into preparing. And now be mindful, I had mentioned before, sometimes these screens actually are in the front of the actual food hall vendor, like maybe it's up by the cashier, to where sometimes the cashier is actually statusing this, but the real intent is to give the customers real-time updates to let them know like, hey, your order is being prepared. And then when we do the final bump, that's when it's actually going to alert them that the order's ready, and it's going to tell them via text message whether we're going to bring the order to you or whether or not you need to come get the order. So I'm going to go ahead and bump the other one, and now you'll see that our orders are finished, totally real-time updates. And then I actually just got a text message saying to come get the Cuban, and I got 2 of them. So now we're actually going to go and order some more. But in this case, we've already eaten and we're, feeling in the mood to have some cocktails. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to the bar. So at this moment, I can go ahead and actually share my tab with my wife. So if I click open tab here, if she were to actually scan my phone, or you can actually use a link to send it to anybody. So maybe, you have a friend meeting you for happy hour, but they're stuck in traffic. You can shoot them a link and it'll actually route their drink right to your table. So when they get there, they already have their drink waiting for them. That's a feature that actually gets used quite often on the platform. But I'm going to go ahead and throw in my drink, which is going to be an old fashioned. You can see we got $1 off for happy hour, so we'll take that. And then my friend here is going to get the apparel spritz, or my wife in this case. And so we're going to go ahead and review our order here. But in this case, we're actually already have an open tab. So we're going to actually keep our tab open. We're going to send this order right through. And what you'll notice is it's not going to hit the screen because, again, this is the Italian kitchen screen. So that actually routed to a completely different printer, a different screen at the bar. So the bartender can go ahead and handle those and fulfill it accordingly. So now what I want to show you next is just some more features that we have on the screen over here for the Italian kitchen. So we're going to jump back over there. And in this case, we're going to close the tab and we're actually going to just order directly from the kitchen over here, because we're not going to place any more orders than this last one. So what I want to showcase next is, let's say that I'm going to order a tuna sandwich. That's not my original first choice, but in this case, we're just doing a demo, so I'm going to get it. And I'm going to actually go ahead and pay for it, or I could leave an open tab. In this case, we'll go ahead and just pay for it. So we're going to close that, send the order through. And what I want to show you guys is how we actually have payments integrated into our order display system. So let's pretend that, for example, that we're out of tuna, but we forgot to turn it off. So as the chef, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn off the tuna sandwich because we're out of that, so that no one else can order it. So that's updated in real time. But that still doesn't solve the problem that I have someone that already paid for this order. So what we can actually do here is we can go into edit the ticket, and we can actually reject a whole ticket or an individual item. In this case, I'm just going to do the whole ticket. And when I tap that header, what it's doing is it's issuing a refund. And now you'll notice on my actual phone here, it's showing out of stock. And then when I actually go to look at my tab, it's going to be removed from my tab. So this is a really nifty feature. And I also got a text message letting me know that I was not charged for the tuna sandwich specifically. So the text is going to read, "We apologize, we're out of the tuna sandwich at the Italian kitchen. Don't worry, you've been refunded." So when we're in these fast-paced hospitality environments, it's a really great way for the staff to avoid having to go find somebody in a food hall and tell them, "Hey, we're sorry, we're out of that item." And it also translates into our online ordering. So we do support online ordering in a multi-vendor ordering fashion as well. It also includes, scheduling of orders, third-party delivery, direct integrations to Uber Eats and DoorDash. So it's a very robust platform for these food halls. And to just kind of land the plane here, a couple other bells and whistles that's really important. With having like the inventory integrated directly with these screens, if you run out of specific things like, onion, it's very easy to turn those off in real time without having to go log in somewhere else. You just can, access this screen as the vendor within the food hall. But then also, one of the big problems in these really high volume enterprise markets that we're operating in is a lot of these kitchens tend to get overwhelmed very quickly, especially when you have people ordering from their phones for dine in, you have people ordering at the POS, you have people ordering online, you have delivery orders. So, one of the things that we've actually built out is what we call order throttling. So, each individual kitchen in a food hall can actually set up custom timeframes in which they want to actually alert their guests that there's going to be additional waits. So, like for example, here we could turn on order throttling for our food. We have different statuses here where we can show, if we have a number of items that are being prepared, we can actually display like messages showing the customers ordering through their phone or online at home that there's an additional wait. And this really solves a problem because oftentimes, like with food halls, they're surrounded by like office buildings in like a downtown setting, and someone might only have a 30-minute window to get lunch. But if they don't know that kitchen has a 40-minute wait, it totally ruins their experience. And same if you're dining in, even if we have real time order tracking, you might be wondering why your order is not in preparing after 20 minutes. So before they place the order on the phone, that's when we can actually alert them, hey, before you place this order, we just want to let you know there's an additional wait of 30 minutes. And it really solves that problem. It also will delay printing of the tickets for the chef. So as you can see here, the tickets will actually go into the delayed column and they won't actually print. So if you've ever been a chef in a kitchen where you have tickets to the floor, it's very overwhelming. So it really is twofold. It's designed to make the chef's job a little bit more manageable by just putting those tickets in delayed, which will also defer people from ordering if the wait is too long. And then it manages the guest expectations on the other side of the fence. So hope you guys enjoyed this demo today. We have a lot more bells and whistles. This was a very concise demo of just high level of what we're doing here at Tabski and the problems that we're trying to solve for multi-vendor ordering. As always, feel free to reach out to us at help@tabski.com if you have any questions. Thank you.